The last 3 months of the year are full of different holidays and events around the world. So quarter 4 is one of the most popular and profitable times of the year for selling self-published books on the Amazon KDP platform. In this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 no-content book niches for quarter 4. Before we start, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you. So the first niche in our list is coloring books. Although almost every type of coloring book is extremely popular on Amazon, but during quarter 4, sub-niches like Christmas, Halloween, Diwali, Thanksgiving, and New Year always have a huge spike in sales. Besides these well-known holidays, we also have Coffee Day and Vegetarian Day on 1st of October and Cat Day on 26th of October. The process of making all of these books will be the same, but the theme will be different. So for example, let's take a look at this Diwali coloring book. So as you can see in the chart, every year around October, the rank is dropping drastically because of the festival. Likewise, if I look at the sub-niche of cat coloring book, you can see the BSR is pretty much the same throughout the year, but you can use the International Cat Day title for your marketing. Unless you're an artist, I usually suggest to hire a professional in Fiverr or buy ready-to-use designs from Creative Fabrica. Remember, this is a business, and like any other business model, you need to compete with other products to make sales. So costs like hiring someone for designs or paying for marketing and advertising is inevitable. But there is always an alternative. If you don't want to pay for the designs in advance and have the time and a drawing tablet, you can also trace on the images. Surprisingly, if you choose the right image, the result will be very unique and high quality in this way. Obviously, you can also use your mouse, but it will take twice as time and effort to finish your work. Just to give you an idea how this is done, let me go to Photoshop. So I downloaded this image from Canva, and now I'm just gonna draw on these lines. Also make sure you're doing this on a second layer. Right now I'm using my mouse, and that's why I have my softness on 100%. I try to be precise as much as possible, but as you can see, it's very slow and not that accurate. If I had my tablet right now, this image will take half an hour or less to trace. Okay, I think you got the point. By the way, I will upload an event calendar on my Gumroad shop, which you can download for free. Hopefully this will save you some time. The second niche is health logbooks. Again, it's that time of the year that most of us try to get in shape and make sure we fulfill our health goals for the year. That's why lots of people will search for health logbooks, especially dieting and fitness logbooks in Amazon around these 3 months. The sales are pretty steady and consistent throughout the year for this niche, but around end of the year, you always see a spike on number of sales. Let's also take a look inside of one of these. So as you can see, the interior is pretty simple. To give you an idea how fast you can create one of these, let's go to Canva. I'm going to create a very simple blood sugar logbook. So first, let's create a big rectangle that will cover almost the entire page. And then I'm going to divide these to 8 sections, 7 rows for each day, and the top row for titles. And I will also need 5 columns. So I'm gonna place 4 lines here. Now I'm gonna list the days of the week here. If you ever been around someone with diabetes, you know they have to track their blood sugar before and after each meal. So we're going to divide each of these cells to 4 sections for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and bedtime. I will make sure they are in equal distance from each other. Let's also place a very light gray line between them like this, and then copy and paste this for each day of the week. Right on the top, let's also type the title of each column. This one is before, this one is after, and this one is notes. You can also add a place for writing the dates right on top. Okay, I think now you have an idea how to make your own logbook. It's just a couple of tables, and there are also tons of ready-to-use interior on the Creative Fabrica. I will also add my own fitness interior to my Gumroad shop for you. Like always, you can find the link down below. The third niche is gag notebooks. For those of you that don't know what gag gift or gag notebook means, they're usually inexpensive novelty items intended to get a laugh. They're often impulsive buys when something funny instantly brings a friend or family member to mind. So in other words, gag notebooks are exactly the same as regular plain notebooks with a funny code or image on the cover. So you can simply download the interior from Gumroad and just work on your cover. There are plenty of funny codes on Pinterest or other websites that you can use on your cover. Let me also give you an example. If I search for gag notebooks, you can see most of them are pretty simple with just plain backgrounds and codes on top. So this would be one of those books you can start and finish in just one day. The fourth niche is puzzle books. Puzzle books, especially Sudoku, crossword, and word search books, are extremely popular throughout the year. But in next 3 months, there are lots of gift-giving occasions like Christmas and Thanksgiving, and people have more time to use these kind of activity books. So you can either create themed book like Bible word search or Christmas crossword, or just create simple puzzle books which also work pretty fine. I have videos on word search, crosswords, and Sudoku which you can find in the description if you're interested. The creation process is actually pretty straightforward and simple, and most of the job is done with softwares and websites, but it's also a bit time consuming. So you can also choose to get the materials from websites like Fiverr if you want. And finally, our last niche, which also is the most obvious one, is planners and calendars. So this is one of those niches that we are all familiar with, but you also have to be very careful with it. If you're using a simple design, you might end up looking just like other books. And as you know, sometimes Amazon doesn't like duplicate interiors, so you need to think through this well before getting to the creation process. In planners, we have two types. We can create dated and also undated planners, which is much easier to create. If you decided to go with a dated planner or calendar, make sure you double check everything. One wrong day on something people depending on to make plans can cause a lot of bad reviews and reduce your sales. So that was 5 most popular Q4 niches that I wanted to go over today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you do enjoy watching videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.